Hello and welcome back to Landshark. Today we're going to put the Suzuki DR650 through its paces to see if it's a good all-round commuter. Now personally I've got to say I use this bike for the better part of a year, commuting to work on the daily, plus weekends, rain, hail or shine, and it served me well. Never let me down. It's got the Supermoto set up. It's got the aftermarket exhaust and it's got the aftermarket seat. But for about 3 months of that time, it had the stock seat, and I've got to say, it wasn't that bad. But you wouldn't want to spend a lot of time on it. You wouldn't want to spend more than 30 minutes on it. So first of all, is it fast enough? Is the bike fast enough to commute around traffic? Well, yeah. Here's a few examples of a few takeoffs, if you like. Now the GoPro with the Super Smooth on kind of makes everything look slow and less jerky. But yeah, you can see you keep up with the speed of traffic on this bike. Could you go faster? Yeah, I mean you can wring its neck, but this is not wringing its neck. Okay, this might be, but you can get more out of it. A more skilled rider will get more out of it, but the kind of person that buys this bike isn't looking for speed. They're looking more for a combination of, all-rounder and reliability. And there you saw me racing a boat, now I'm racing a plane. It's very Top Gun-ish. Yeah, so you can see it takes off the line pretty well, faster than most average cars. You're not going to be, if someone really wants to outrun you in their Porsche or just a fast car in general, they're going to do it. But as bikes go, like I said, it's not the slowest thing on the road, and it's a lot of fun to ride. And when you're a beginner, you don't want necessarily the extra power. Now here it is just putting along, and this is the big thing. This is an air-cooled motor. So I'm in Australia, but if you're in a warm climate, you don't want a bike that's going to cook if it stops for 5 minutes or a couple of minutes. It might cook if it stops for 5 minutes, but I did my test on this bike, and it was pretty much all day idling around, like half the day idling around, and I thought the bike would cook, and it didn't miss a beat. So the lane filtering is a big one for commuting. So if you're an experienced rider and you want to lane filter to your heart's content, there you go, made that look smooth. You can, like the handlebars are wide, but surprisingly, in the whole time I had it, I didn't clip any mirrors. Which I wish I could say the same for my V-Strom, but that's another story, and you'll see that footage. So I wanted to get some traffic today to show you guys, but Murphy's Law, when you actually want traffic, there is no traffic, or very little. But it gives you the idea, yeah? Gives you the idea of how good this bike could be as a commuter, especially with a comfy seat. So a lot of people complain about the hardness of the seat. Like I said, I must have extra cushioning in my tush because it didn't bother me that much, to be honest, but I was only doing short trips, 20 minutes, 30 minutes each way. I didn't take this bike for long rides until the aftermarket seat was on. It was just coincidence, it wasn't intentional. But yeah, look, it's just an easy bike to get to get around. I think the word with the DR650, the word of the day, kiddies, is easy. Like, if I do any of these videos on the DR650, easy is going to come up. It's easy to work on. It's easy to handle. The only thing it's not easy to do right at this moment is to buy one, because they are rare as hen's teeth, as we say in Australia. To get at the moment, I know there's 2 for sale locally, but they get snapped up really quickly. So we'll see how long these ones last. I don't think they'll be more than a day or so, because people seem to love these bikes and they don't sell them. It's like I said, it's one of those bikes you can keep in your stable, and it's just an all-round. It's just an all-rounder. I mean, it's a dual sport bike, but it does everything. The only thing I haven't put in this video is sort of highway speeds. The reason I didn't put it in is because the wind noise was ridiculous. So you're getting raw footage right now. I didn't have the muff on the microphone, and the footage wasn't that great. So use your imagination. But it's if I can find better footage, I'll put it on. But it's just the wind. This bike is a naked bike, like all naked bikes. Like, it's a dirt bike, but it's like all naked bikes without fairings, no screen. You're going to cop the wind. I've seen people put screens on these bikes. You can do what you like. You can set this bike up as a full adventure bike. That's the beauty of it. And you can put a big screen on, and you can make it as big and bulky as you want. I think it defeats the purpose for a city commuter, which is kind of the point of this video, to show that it's a suburb city kind of commuter. You just want to duck to the shops, duck to the beach, duck to work. Perfect. It was always my go-to bike. It was always the go-to bike for just ducking around everywhere, without fail. And I think the only downfall to it, and I don't think I'll make a video on all the negatives. I don't think that's necessary. But the 2 things that stand out to me is the gearing on this bike. Like, it has a really tall first and second gear. Like, I'd like someone to comment and tell me if that's the norm, because I've only ridden this one. But yeah, it's really tall. You basically very rarely, unless you're on the open road, get out of second gear. And the number 2 problem, or the number 2 pet peeve, if you like, is the headlight. Like, it's just like an afterthought. All my Jap bikes are the same thing. I don't know, Japan must be a very well lit place, and even the off-road, I don't know, they just don't put much effort into their headlights. It's not just this bike, it's all of them. The headlights are pathetic, really, for a road-going bike, and it's considered a dual sport. Like, it's literally rubbish. Like, you need to either update the bulb to something a lot brighter, or just get a new headlight, which is probably what I'd do. I said I'd give you a look around the bike. This is the setup. This is the setup right here. This is the beauty in all its glory. Look, you either love them or hate them. They're simple bikes. They're just glorified big heavy dirt bikes that handle the road well. But they do what they say they're going to do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.